Yeah, that's how it works. Oh, okay. My computer decided to wet its pants. But hello, everyone. Welcome to the event ending. NodeCG has now decided to crash. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be the end of Fast-Athon without NodeCG crashing at the end of it. But hopefully, we're still on the screen. We are good. Can we still be heard? I hope so, and I assume so. We can be. Fantastic. Alrighty. Yes, it has been 3 days of speedrunning goodness. We started this at like 2 o'clock on the Friday, and now it's 8 o'clock on the Sunday. Before I get into what I thought about it and my overall thoughts as the owner of it, Slight Flags, Mike, what have you thought about this 3-day event so far?
I've really enjoyed it, and that's not just a biased opinion, mostly for the fact that we've had such a really nice, diverse set of speedruns. We've had pretty much every kind of gaming genre you could have wanted to see at any kind of speedrunning event. So yeah, massive thank you to everyone who did submit. It was just really just great to see such variety in the games that we had an event, and sometimes it can be very easy to fall into the trap of having very similar games on the bounce, but it was really nice just that we could offer people some variety and at the same time get as many people who submitted in as possible.
Yeah, when we obviously got like submissions, because I up in the youngest, was it? God, it was, well, I know it was before Blue. It was like, I think it was a good couple months after UKSG Green. I opened up the schedule. Well, I got in touch with a lot of people because I was like, because obviously I've done charity streams a lot. Like I remember when we did the Dark Souls commentary, and I often brought up how I did a charity stream of it, and I lost my mind, which is just the truth. And I was like, you know what? And then obviously I was like, went to UKSG, and I've ran a lot of other marathons online and in person, and I was like, I might start doing charity events like this, and it's gone very well, I would say, so far. And to be honest, this being our first event, a lot of crazy stuff has happened. I did write a list here during that last run, such as we got 2 world records in this one event. We had Leah, who got a world record for Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, and Jupi got a world record for Super Alloy Ranger, if I'm correct. Bring up in NodeCG right there. We also, what else we were? Obviously, when we were doing the schedule, we were thankfully able to make 3 days. We accepted everyone, like anyone who submitted, they all got in. We did have some runners drop out who couldn't run, who were still accepted, such as Matt, who was unfortunately unwell, as well as Caspi, whose PC decided to die, basically.
Explode.
Exploded. But thankfully, they were still able to make the hosting shift, and also they. And to be honest, thankfully, Mike was able to run some Prince of Persia, which I know you recently had learned at the time. Was that like your first ever Prince of Persia marathon run?
Yes, and the time, even despite the fact that I lost about 15 seconds just fixing the cropping with, the run went remarkably well. I was a little nervous because I hadn't actually, because we've been doing Fast-Athon, I hadn't actually played it for a few days, but sometimes a break is always a good thing for speedrunning. Sometimes just to step back and just reflect on, take a little time away and kind of chillax from it.
Yes. And obviously we've had, and also not only that, we've for our first ever event, I was at for the first few, I'd say 6 runs, I think we stuck at like the £5 I'd done as a test for like a good few hours, but then out of nowhere we just started ramping up, and it was very, very epic. And being able to get to $240, like, to be honest, when we started this, I was like, I will actually be shocked if we break 100. And then when we broke 100, which I think was like, it was during Shadowverse Champions, when Caspi donated out his favorite card game. And it was very, very, very hype. And I was like, hell yeah. I was playing Portal 2 on my Switch because it was quite a long run. And I literally put my Steam Deck, and I put my Steam Deck down, and I was like, yes, because it was nuts. All right, NodeCG is back. Obviously we've had some very good runs, and yes, we had genres from a lot of different genres. We had racing genres, we've had We had Metroidvanias. We had me doing LA Noir, which, apart from the tech issues, because I was having to do tech and run at the same time, was very odd, but it was still a pretty good run. But we also had some, Hello Kitty made it in. We gotta love Hello Kitty, and we had Mike got to bully me with AI, which was very fun. So we get to love that. What else do you enjoy from the event, Mike? Anything in particular that you have?
I'm just trying to cast my mind back 20 moments. Having JMBTO2 for the Elephant Collection, that was pretty awesome. Because I loved Flash gaming, and the work they did at Armour Games entertained me for many hours. I'm still hopeful that one day they will release another Hedgehog launch, but there was I'm trying to think of any other particular standout moments. So, I mean, I'm still I'm very sleep deprived at the moment. Not quite as much as yourself. I mean, Cowboy Bebop was entertaining just for the fact of how cursed that game was as well.
That was great. Yeah.
But as I said right at the start, it was nice that we just had such a wide variety. There was something for everyone at this event, and that's always nice to see. And from other speedrunning events I've been to, it can be very frustrating at times when you look at the day's schedule and you just think there is nothing on there at all I am interested in. But that wasn't the case here. So again, thank you to everyone who did submit. It was really nice just to get a solid variety of everything for everyone.
Yeah, and one thing I'm quite glad about, we had some runs drop out, such as like Gene wasn't really able. He had some stuff going on, so he wasn't able to make Jumping Flash 2. So we got so thankfully Jamie Boy was able to run Rayman, which was a very good run. And then obviously we had Caspia's again PC literally blew up. So Mike came in clutch and did some Prince of Persia for the first time in a marathon setting. But yeah, but it's been very good, and I do hope to do another one sometime, probably maybe same time next year. Though I am possibly thinking of how I'm going to do the tech situation. As for anyone who does not know, I was soloing tech for the whole event. 36 hours I have been sat on this chair at this computer, getting people to run, and yeah, it's broken my brain, but it's been fun. It has been very fun. I've had my family calling me. They were worried about me. They said I haven't heard from me for 3 days, and I'm like, I'm okay. I'm just at my computer doing a speedrun marathon. Do not worry, all right? I'm not dead. All right. They said, God, we were about to send everyone out, but no. But no, it's been very fun. Thankfully, it's the winter in the UK. Thankfully, I've not been missing anything weather-wise. But yeah. So before we obviously leave you all, there are a few people I do want to thank. I did thank some people at the start of this, but I do want to thank a few people. Obviously, the main people are Nick RP Green for helping with the OBS and with STUK. Obviously, when we were looking for like how we are going to do it, we weren't entirely sure. We started having ideas of how the OBS was going to be, but then thankfully a few people did recommend me Nick, especially Infinity Gene and Nick Gaming. Both sent me links to Nick's STK. Obviously, because it's not released yet, we had to ask permission, and he was very much up for it. The second we brought it up, he was like, "Yes, feel free," and then he sent us it after I think a few days because he had to do some fixes. Obviously, there's been a few. There's still a few issues with it as it's not obviously out yet. Hence why Node CG keeps crashing and some stuff like that. But hopefully, when he does fully release it, it should be all good. We are kind of the beta testers, I'd say. Obviously, Gene for helping with the art, so the art you've been seeing, as well as helping with the OBS, a lot of the OBS setup, because Nick's system does automate everything, and it is a little simple, but there is a bit of coding involved, and coding isn't really my strong suit. So thankfully, I kind of dragged Gene along to go and do it all for me. And obviously, I want to thank both Gene and Mike for setting up the great schedule we've had. We obviously, after the schedule closed, we had like I think 3 different versions of schedule stuff. We had like the games list, and then we were just kind of fiddling around with where everything was going to be. And then because of people's availabilities, it was like a horrible puzzle game, but it was still quite fun to set up the schedule we had for this. And obviously, I want to thank Mike for coming in clutch with the hosting of the last days, as well as the other hosts like Robblehead, Fingers, Proasec, who we literally had to bargain to do hosting. Sorry, Gene. But yeah, as well as I want to thank Nanakemi and Rekelt, as well as Gene for helping plan this. I DM'd them and I was like, guys, I have this plan. I want to make a speedrun marathon. Give me some inspiration. Give me some ideas. And then they told me different ideas. Emmy from a tech side, Rekelt from like a scheduling type side, and Gene both. And yeah. But also I would say the main and more important people as well, because obviously everyone's importance is the same, but is obviously definitely the hosts, runners, and donators. Because obviously without hosts, we'd have no one to introduce the great runners we had. Without the runners, we wouldn't even have this event going on, and without the donators, we wouldn't have made the $240 we have made for Able Gamers. Now, even though this is the end, and Able Gamers, not Able Gamers, and we aren't raising any more money for Able Gamers till next year, that doesn't mean you still can't donate to them. No. I mean, you can. Their donations are still open even when we're off. So feel free if you would like to donate to them whenever you would like. So yeah. Do you have anything else you want to say, Mike, before we head off and call it a day, as it is getting to nearly 9 o'clock?
Yes, no, well, just GG's to yourself and everyone concerned for making this happen. I've never, and probably will never, have any kind of direct involvement in the setting up of a marathon. Not because I don't think I could do it. It's like I think it would just drive me absolutely insane with all the organising that's necessary. So, well done to yourself and everyone for actually, getting this not just live, but such a really solid success for its very first debut on Twitch. It's hard sometimes. One of the biggest issues, particularly for people who stream quite a lot, is that it's hard to build a bit of traction and a bit of support and fan base when you're first starting out on Twitch. We won't go down the road of maybe if Twitch should do more for smaller channels, but it's just great to see that the first event has done so well and so popular. So yeah, congratulations to all. And thank you everyone who donated. Thank you all the runners, volunteers, everyone. You were just amazing in somehow making this go really, really smoothly and without too many hiccups. And I will say as well, Paige, I've done a lot of online marathons. This has been one of the best organized I've ever been involved in terms of the tech situation. We've had very few issues or bugs, and I'm not going to throw any other event under the bus, but it's nice to see that you are aware of the problems that other events had and that we've tried to address them as best as possible to ensure that this went pretty smoothly and for the vast majority of the case, perfectly on schedule. So 2 thumbs up from me.
Yeah, that is. Before we go, actually, there's one thing I want to talk about. Obviously, I want to thank a few quick. So may as well thank a few quick events. I want to thank GDQ for inspiration, or events for inspiration, such as GDQ, UKSG, Prevent-a-thon, Gamers for Hope, all those even all the little marathons like Spotlight and all that. For creating this one-day event, and my goal was for this for a while. I told a lot of people about this. My main goal with this was to have an event that looks like it's not our first event. Obviously, it's our first event, but you always want to have an event that exceeds expectation and doesn't look like a first event. And I think we succeeded on that, if you would say so as well, Mike.
Absolutely. 100% successful mission.
So yeah, but that is unfortunately all from us. We are going to pop out, but we are going to... we did look for some channels, but unfortunately not many are live. So we're going to go and send a raid to our friends over at GDQ, who are doing a hotfix at the moment. So please go send them some love. I will start that raid now. But that's going to do it from us. That's it from me and from Mike and from the rest of the team here at Fast-Athon. We do plan to do one in 2026. Please join the Discord and you'll be getting the announcement for that. That's going to do it from us. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.